well. Got a pretty good show planned for you. It is one of the few specials that we do during the course of the year. We do one on Thanksgiving. We do one on Christmas. We sort of kind of do one on New Year's, and we always do one on the 4th of July. Good morning, Robin. How are you?
Good morning, Larry. I'm great. How are you?
Pretty good. Got a good show planned here.
Yes.
I'm trying to get my stuff in order.
Yeah.
Here at the last possible second.
Well, you do. You put a lot into it.
There we go.
Just make sure everything's taken care of.
Our friend Doug is here. Doug Smith is here. Good morning, Doug.
Good morning.
How is everything over there in your world?
Oh, pretty good.
Are you ready for the fireworks?
Yeah.
Joe Martone will be calling in today from the God and Country Day over at Golden, Ocala. Is that what we call it? Golden, Ocala, where the fireworks will be this evening, if you didn't already know that.
Yep, on County Road 225A and West Highway 27.
And we're keeping our eye on Hurricane Arthur.
Yep.
Hurricane Arthur. Right now, the people in North Carolina are the ones most affected by it, but
Yeah, it hit. It was so bad.
yeah, we will be talking about it in just a little bit. First, where's my list of stuff for today? What did I do with my stuff? Is there a list? Oh, there it is right there.
Yep.
Oh, I forgot the
Right
fireworks.
there.
I forgot the fireworks.
Oh, there you go.
Here we go. Fireworks. There we go. All right, there we go. Oh.
I love fireworks. They're just so incredible.
All right, it is the 4th of July special, and I apologize. I'm still getting my stuff together. It's almost like there's more work on a day that's supposed to be less work, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I do have a few fun things. There are some things that are standard things in the course of the broadcast day here at WOCA on Fridays. For example, Jim George will be here. He's the owner of American Cable Services.
Yep.
And American being the key word today.
Yep, American.
I skipped over News Bites. I shouldn't have done that. We will do the news, as we always do, at 8:35. And I skipped over 7:35. I'm just all over the place here. Oliver North has made a statement that that the president needs to be doing something about this U.S. Marine Sergeant Andrew Tamoresi, who has been held 3 months in Mexico for accidentally crossing the Mexican line with 3 weapons in his vehicle.
Exactly.
He's been treated not very well. And Oliver North says, the president really needs to do something. So I want to tell you what Oliver North said. We do have music today. It's a talk show. But on the special days, we do try to dip into the old music format that we used to do.
When it was WWKE.
Yeah.
Way back when.
So we'll dip in some of that old music. And it's not all old, as a matter of fact. All right, so I told you Jim George at 9:05. Horse Sense at 9:35. The Equine Alliance of Marion County will not be live. It is a rebroadcast.
Nope. Yep.
They wanted to rebroadcast one of the shows from June 20th, so we'll do that. Mm-hmm. Correct?
Yep.
Kelly Hart, I haven't heard. I don't know if she's coming in. Maybe she's taking the day off, or maybe she's coming in wearing red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
No, I'll get through this. There were people waiting out here early this morning. There's some kind of a shoe sale going on here at the mall.
Oh, really? Is that what? Because they've got their lawn chairs and everything out there by the front door of the mall, by the food court, just waiting.
Fun with Joe today. I think Joe is going to be over at God and Country Day during the Fun with Joe segment, right? Mm-hmm. So Fun with Joe, either he's going to do it over the phone. I'm not really sure how he's doing this. Or maybe Dan or Tish or somebody will come in here. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it'll be you, Doug. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Patriotic songs. I'll just play a clip of a song that is considered a patriotic song for this 4th of July. And you basically just tell me what song it is. That's all it is. Simple. You know songs pretty well, right? Right, Doug?
Pretty much so.
All right. And then in our segment with Galen Unold, of course, we will talk about the 4th of July as well. So looking forward to the whole morning long.
Yeah.
I also have some quotes. Some patriotic quotes I wanted to share with you. Some are in the form of audio bites, and others I will simply read to you, if depending on when they were made, or if I could find an audio version of them. And then, anyway, so it's just kind of a fun day, and looking forward to it. There are a few things in the news. Let's take a couple looks at these things in the news.
A couple looks.
Hurricane Arthur roared along the North Carolina coast overnight, whipping everything in sight with its 100-mile-per-hour winds.
Yeah, scary.
Thousands of people currently without electricity in that area, according to Duke Power. The Category 2 storm is moving forward. It's going to the northeast. It will be near Boston tonight. As you probably heard yesterday, the Boston Pops big 4th of July fireworks and concert that they always do on the 4th of July was moved to last night. Now, I haven't heard anything about it. I assume it went without a hitch. I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything either.
But anyway, so that will not be tonight. That was last night. Yes, Doug?
I just want to add. I think the New Orleans.
New Orleans.
Yeah, I heard something about Arthur.
Oh, no, that's not.
No?
No, wrong way.
Going
New
the
Orleans
wrong
is
way.
being spared this time. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this storm is staying to the East Coast.
Yeah. In the
Sorry about that.
Yesterday, we were driving away from the studio, and we were listening to the voice of Ocala, and Tom Schmitz and Hunter
Yep.
were talking about these horrible revelations with this pig in Georgia that, well, I shouldn't call him a pig until it's proven he's a pig, or innocent until proven guilty. But this dad in Georgia whose son, 22-month-old son, died in the heat of the car. That story is making national news. He's accused of leaving the toddler named Cooper in the car seat in the baking sun while he was in work. Mm-hmm. I mean, so many things have surfaced about this story that are just creepy and disgusting. And he went to breakfast with the boy before heading on to work, although he says he forgot the boy was in the car. B, he went out to the car at lunchtime and got something or put something in his car. I'm not really clear. But again, didn't see the boy, apparently. Even by noon, the boy might not have. He might have been alive at noon. I don't know. It's just a creepy story. C, his computers were confiscated. Sorry. And they found that he had been Googling, searching, I think he was searching how does a dog die in the heat of a car, but he was searching how does something die in the heat of a car.
Yeah, the mom searched too.
The mom searched too. I'm not so sure she was looking to kill her own son. Just my own feeling. Maybe he didn't know how to search, or maybe he was. I don't know. Or maybe he asked her to search for him. I don't know. Now it turns out he was sending sex text. What do they call them? Sexting.
Yes.
To a woman and a young girl, not a teenager or something. At a hearing yesterday, a detective said he was, he messaged six women. Oh, I didn't know that part. Sending and receiving explicit text messages while the 22-month-old was dying in the car. Mm-hmm. You wanted to hear more about this guy? He tells his wife, honey, our little boy Cooper died peacefully. His eyes were closed, his mouth was closed. Oh, come on. So I even hate reading that to you. It's just so disgusting. It's a big story, and it's part of the job that I do here that I don't like.
And usually when you have your child in daycare, you're set up every day, and it's like school. If they're not there, they make a phone call to see, if you're coming or not. So that's why I kind of, usually that's what the daycares do. So I just...
so you think maybe...
I think maybe the mom's in cahoots, too. I mean, it's just my opinion.
Going from that story to the next one, in Iraq, will the United States step up its military involvement in Iraq if Islamic militants continue to advance? General Martin Dempsey, the chairman of the U.S. Joint Chiefs of Staff, left the door opened to that question. He said, we may get to that point if the Islamic State in Iraq and Syria becomes such a threat to the homeland that the President of the United States, with our advice, decides that we have to take direct action. But we are not there yet. Stay tuned. It's a crazy, crazy story. You can lead a horse to water.
Yes.
You can't make it drink.
No.
We showed them what you need to do if you want to have a free society. That's what we're talking about today, is how to live in freedom, what we're doing, what we're supposed to be doing here, and maybe some of the things we need to refocus on that we lost sight of.
Sure.
We'll do that all today because today is a good day to do it, Independence Day. The Pentagon grounded its F-35 fleet, another big story this morning, after a recent runway fire at Eglin Air Force Base in Florida.
Oh, my gosh.
U.S. military brass did not provide any details on exactly what happened. Last year, the Pentagon also grounded the fighter jet because of a crack in the engine component that was discovered during a routine inspection in California.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, we'll take a little break and move forward. It is the 4th of July. We'll have more fireworks, more music as promised. When we come back, this is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Steve Rappaport. Hurricane Arthur has arrived, lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks. Fox's Michelle Macaluso reporting in Kill Devil Hills.
Arthur hit around a few hours ago at around 11:15 Thursday night, and now we're getting winds reach speeds up to 100 miles per hour. We're still getting some rain mixed in between here.
11 counties under a state of emergency.
We're most concerned now about flooding inland and also storm surges in our sounds and our rivers.
Governor Pat McCrory. A wildfire in San Diego County, 15% contained. All evacuation orders canceled, but the blaze destroyed 2 homes. And professional eaters bring their appetites to Brooklyn's Coney Island today for the Nathan's Famous Hot Dog Eating Contest.
Contestants have to eat as many hot dogs as they can in 10 minutes. The current record is 69, set by Joey Chestnut, who's returning to defend the title.
Fox Radio's Tanya J. Powers. Fox News. We report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to Facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto. Shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network.
Don't get caught without your daily source of senior deals. Pick up your copy of the Senior Voice newspaper. It's your source for schedule and events tailored to seniors, with information you need, like a list of free events in the area. We even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company to you that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about them. For more information, call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223. And pick up your copy of the Senior's Voice at most any business up and down the 200 corridor.
Now read Ocala Downtown newspaper online.
Hey, I'm Gary.
And I'm Eric.
Did you know that Red Eye Radio is on WOCA The Source every night from 2 to 6 a.m. and it's live?
That's right. No tape shows here.
We know that the news doesn't sleep.
And neither do we. So we're here with you live from 2 till 6 a.m. every weekday. Call us 866-90-RED-EYE. So join me, Gary McNamara.
And me, Eric Harley, every weeknight to discuss the latest in news and entertainment.
Right here on WOCA The Source.
Hey, Matt, I know Sunrise Automotive does auto stuff, but I need some tires for my truck. Can you recommend someone?
Yes, I can. We do that.
No, I mean I need them installed and balanced and all that.
Yep, we do that.
Well, my son needed his windows tinted.
Yep, we do that.
I need my seat replaced.
Yep, we do that too.
I need a new roof line, and a new spoiler, and a new trunk.
Yep, we can even do that too.
Okay, I get it. I suppose you can also do a radio show too, huh?
Well, as a matter of fact, join me every Monday at 10 for auto repair with personal care here on The Source.
Of course you do.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. Partly sunny today with a couple of showers and thunderstorms mainly in the afternoon, a high of 87 to 91. Then partly cloudy on your Friday night with a shower or thunderstorm around, especially early, a low of 70 to 75. Variable clouds for Saturday, a thunder shower or two, a high of 87 to 91. Then for Sunday, times of clouds and sunshine with a thunderstorm in the afternoon, a high 87 to 89. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Evan Duffy.
Do you love to kayak and want to go downstream, but only go so far because you have to paddle back upstream? Well, at Silver Springs Park, there's a new shuttle called Ocala Day Trippin'. So drop your kayak or canoe at the head springs, then drive to the river basin. Leave your vehicle, and Ocala Day Trippin' will drive you back to the head springs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. So enjoy the extra time on the water.
That sounds good, too. Thank you, Joe. Yeah, man, you know what? It used to be for me, it used to be that I would go swimming for the first time of the year on Easter.
Yep.
Now it's the 4th of July, and I haven't gone one time yet.
Yeah.
Haven't gone to the river. I mean, this was like a ritual for me every year.
Uh-huh.
I used to float down the Rainbow River once a year. Mm-hmm. Once a year.
Yeah.
We live in a beautiful place,
Yes, we do.
So, anyway, happy 4th of July, everybody. Let's see. I do have some stuff I wanted to do. Should I hold on to the serious for later on? Let me just do this real quickly, and then well, it's all serious, really, if you think about it. So let me just tell you this one thing. This is the news, and the other things are kind of sound bites from history and some quotes from history. But the news this morning, or actually this was yesterday afternoon, Lieutenant Colonel Oliver North, who, like him or not, I'm proud to tell you he was on our show.
Yes, he was.
He says President Barack Obama is required by law to demand that Mexico release U.S. Marine Sergeant Andrew Tamaresi, who has been held 3 months for crossing the border with weapons in his vehicle. If you heard the story already, then you already know that Tamaresi says he made a left-hand turn and thought he was going back to America, staying in America. He went to the very last place, I guess, down in, Southern California, whatever?
Yeah.
Greta Van Susteren, the lady who does a show, is it CNN she does a show for?
Mm-hmm.
Well, she went down there with her TV crew, and she actually videotaped what it looks like and then showed you that even at night it would be hard to see. Mm-hmm. So it seems like an innocent mistake, but this guy's been there for, 3 months now?
Yeah, long time.
He has a hearing scheduled next week on charges that he crossed the Mexican border with weapons in his truck that he lawfully possessed in the United States, but which were unlawful for him to have in the nation of Mexico. Mm-hmm. Tamaresi says he made a wrong turn and was funneled into the border crossing and was unable to turn around before he was on Mexican soil. Chances are, if this were me, and I realized, all I would have thought was, I'll just make a U-turn on the other side of the booth and I'll be back in.
Yeah.
That's what I would have thought. He also says he reported his mistake to Mexican border officials and told them about the guns, which probably I would have done too. Mm-hmm. I never have gone to Mexico, but I've gone to Canada, and they always ask you, do you have anything you need to declare in your vehicle?
Yes.
Yeah, I do. I've always told them the truth. Because what if they search it and turns out you lied? It might be even worse. I don't know.
Exactly.
His mother, Tamaresi's mom, her name is Jill. She's been fighting for his release ever since. She told reporters that authorities on both sides of the border are not treating her son's case urgently enough.
No, they're not in the U.S.
Tamaresi suffers from post-traumatic stress disorder after serving 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. Oliver North was on Fox News Channel's Your World with Neil Cavuto on yesterday, and he said that Title 22 of the U.S. Code, paragraph 1732, Mr. North did his homework, Lieutenant Colonel North, I should say. That Title 22, the U.S. Code, paragraph 1732, requires the president to demand any country release an American citizen being held in a foreign country unjustly.
There you go.
According to a posting of the code on the Cornell University website, the paragraph reads, quote, whenever it is made known to the president that any citizen of the United States has been unjustly deprived of his liberty by or under the authority of any foreign government, it shall be the duty of the president forthwith to demand of that government the reasons of such imprisonment.
Yep.
And if it appears to be wrongful and in violation of the rights of American citizenship, the president shall forthwith demand the release of such citizen. And if the release so demanded is unreasonably delayed or refused, the president shall use such means not amounting to acts of war and not otherwise prohibited by law as he may think necessary and proper to obtain or effectuate the release. Mm-hmm. And all the facts and proceedings relative thereto shall, as soon as practical, be communicated by the president to Congress, unquote. That's the whole thing that Oliver North is using as his leverage to persuade the president to do what he's supposed to be doing in this case.
Yeah, and Obama hasn't done any of that.
Oliver North said he called the House Foreign Affairs Committee yesterday and that no one could find any record of Obama using the law on Tamaresi's behalf. And Oliver North is in the news this morning because of those statements. So,
well, good for Oliver North. I'm glad he's coming forward, because that fellow's been getting a lot of press, everything, and there's been no statement from the White House.
So on this Independence Day, let's demand his independence.
That's right.
All right, we will lighten it up a little bit right now, although what I'm about to play for you makes light of something that really is rather serious, I think. I guess I'll leave you to decide that. I have here some sound bites. This is from one of those internet shows. Mm-hmm. And this is going to show you how uninformed most Americans are. Or you know what happens with a lot of these is they will take the answers that are the funniest and put them in there. So maybe they had a lot of people who answered correctly. But anyway, here are the people who couldn't answer some simple American questions correctly. And I'm sorry I don't have the name of the show. I really should have written it down, but I didn't. But here it is.
When did the United States declare independence?
1797.
What nation did we gain independence from?
What nation?
Originally from Spain.
What is our national anthem?
Statue of Liberty?
What is the name of our national anthem?
I don't know.
What is our national emblem?
National emblem? I don't know, but I'd say like olive branches or something.
What is our national emblem? Emblem? What is the national anthem?
What do we celebrate on July 4th?
4th of July.
What country did we declare independence from? What is America's national symbol?
The flag?
What is the name of our national anthem?
No, that's not it. What is the name of our national anthem?
Good question.
Close.
Geez.
What is America's national symbol?
I have no idea.
Independence, probably 1858.
The name of our national anthem is...
What is our national emblem?
I just forgot the name. I know.
What's our national anthem called?
Oh, now you got me with blank face. Yeah, I know it.
What is the national anthem?
I can't think of it right now.
Oh my God. Name of our national anthem? I don't know.
What is the national symbol of America?
Is this real right now?
Yeah, just rolling.
And then they found some people who did answer correctly, and they grouped them together.
Eagle. Bald eagle.
Eagle.
The eagle?
The eagle.
What do we celebrate on the 4th of July?
Our independence, America's independence.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Independence Day.
Yeah, man.
It's Independence
Yeah,
Day.
it gives me chills.
All right. I have a part of a speech from Ronald Reagan that I wanted to play now. This is it's pretty impactful. I wish I knew the date, because I'm not exactly clear what he's referring to, but I wanted to play this for you. This is a very appropriate speech even for today, and obviously he did not make it after September 11th. He wasn't president then, but here it is. Here's the speech from Ronald Reagan.
This national feeling is good, but it won't count for much, and it won't last unless it's grounded in thoughtfulness and knowledge. An informed patriotism is what we want. And are we doing a good enough job teaching our children what America is and what she represents in the long history of the world? Those of us who are over 35 or so years of age grew up in a different America. We were taught very directly what it means to be an American. And we absorbed almost in the air a love of country and an appreciation of its institutions. If you didn't get these things from your family, you got them from the neighborhood, from the father down the street who fought in Korea, or the family who lost someone at Anzio. Or you could get a sense of patriotism from school. And if all else failed, you could get a sense of patriotism from the popular culture. The movies celebrated democratic values and implicitly reinforced the idea that America was special. TV was like that too, through the mid-60s. But now we're about to enter the 90s, and some things have changed. Younger parents aren't sure that an unambivalent appreciation of America is the right thing to teach modern children. And as for those who create the popular culture, well-grounded patriotism is no longer the style. Our spirit is back, but we haven't re-institutionalized it. We've got to do a better job of getting across that America is freedom. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of enterprise, and freedom is special and rare. It's fragile. It needs production. So we've got to teach history based not on what's in fashion, but what's important. Why the Pilgrims came here, who Jimmy Doolittle was, and what those 30 seconds over Tokyo meant. You know, 4 years ago, on the 40th anniversary of D-Day, I read a letter from a young woman writing to her late father, who had fought on Omaha Beach. Her name was Lisa Zanetta Henn, and she said, "We will always remember. We will never forget what the boys of Normandy did." Well, let's help her keep her word. If we forget what we did, we won't know who we are. I'm warning of an eradication of the American memory that could result ultimately in an erosion of the American spirit. Let's start with some basics. More attention to American history and a greater emphasis on civic ritual. And let me offer lesson number 1 about America. All great change in America begins at the dinner table. So tonight in the kitchen, I hope the talking begins. And children, if your parents haven't been teaching you what it means to be an American, let them know and nail them on it. That would be a very American thing to do.
That was Ronald Reagan, obviously, as we were approaching the 1990s. And so now I want to play a clip from September 13th, 2001.
Okay.
2 days after the attacks on America in New York City, Washington, D.C., and in a field in Pennsylvania. This is actually a news report, and Maureen Mayer is the lady whose voice you will be hearing, and she's talking about a rise in patriotism that happened after those attacks. Here we go.
Across the nation, flags have been flying off the shelves.
I've probably gone to 8 or 9 places. There are no flags.
Walmart sold 200,000 yesterday and put more on order today.
This is probably the most direct way for the common citizen to go show his support.
I knew some people on those planes, and I feel like I have to do something.
Ever since the disaster, a wave of patriotism has been spreading across America.
America is united. We are strong. We are stronger than ever.
From blood drives to passing out freedom ribbons.
If it's anything red, white, and blue, it's going to sell.
At times like this, it's what we do in America. We, the people, pull together. And united we stand.
We cease to be New Yorkers and Texans and become Americans really, really quick when the need is there.
The first question comes up.
At this New Orleans Army recruiting office and others, the young and the brave are preparing to defend the land of the free.
I have confidence that our government will take the necessary action to see that justice is done.
You want to be a part of that?
Yes, sir.
This country has to take care of itself. Nobody else is going to.
That attitude has helped to more than double sales at B&S Guns and other shops since Tuesday's attack.
This gun has no safety at all.
Why are people coming in, do you think?
The first day they were buying ammunition, and now they're beginning to buy defense guns of their own. They don't know how far this goes.
For this man, it only goes as far as trying to vent his frustration out at a paper target.
I've been antsy. I've run every emotion there is since Tuesday, and I thought, well, this is something I can do that's harmless.
Across the country, from dusk to dawn, young and old, the emotions have run the gambit.
These terrorists did what no politician, no speaker, no anything, nothing else, no one else could do, and that is bring Americans together.
But the sentiment and the symbol are the same. Maureen Maher, CBS News, Dallas.
All right. And so that was kind of a great example of how something tragic that we all felt was an attack on us, brought us all together, and it did last for a little while, but it didn't last forever. And why? Yeah. Why doesn't it last forever? I think we argue too much. I think we point fingers too much. I think we make it as if the other side, whatever side you're on, is not the patriotic side. Like everybody says, well, we are on the patriotic side of this argument, and those other people are not patriotic.
Yeah.
There's one litmus test for patriotism. It's how much you are embracing the very ideals that this country was founded on, and they're written in the Constitution and in the Declaration of Independence. By the way, there's a story I want to tell you later on about a debate happening right now, believe it or not, as to whether or not Thomas Jefferson intended for a period to be in the Declaration of Independence or not.
Really?
Changing, some say, the meaning of part of it. And
Really?
Yeah, I know it's crazy argument.
Nuts.
I do have one more that I want to play. This is a soundbite from an Australian man named Nick Adams. Nick Adams was a keynote speaker at the Lincoln-Reagan dinner in February of 2011. And I don't want to play the whole thing for you. I'm just going to play about less than 2 minutes of it. But I like what he said in the whole thing. However, I didn't want to take up the whole morning playing his speech. But this is Nick Adams visiting America from Australia, talking about America.
There has never been a nation like America. And I can tell you that I believe with every beat of my heart, every inch of my soul, and every ounce of my being, that America exists to serve a providential purpose. That is to say that America is an instrument of God, that God has blessed America. From the cornfields of Iowa to the rolling farmland of Ohio, from steamy Louisiana to the snowy wastes of Minnesota, from the Rockies of New Mexico to the spectacular canyons of Nevada, to the gospel music, mint juleps, devoured accents and sultry bells of the South, from the foothills of the Appalachians in North Carolina to the lowland coast of South Carolina, to the glaciers of Montana, to the deserts of Texas. America is a land of matchless beauty, variety, energy, and life. Proudly unique, she stands as the most optimistic, patriotic, individualistic, religious and libertarian nation in the world, possessing a culture of exceptionalism and success envied the earth over. The two men that we gather here tonight in this ballroom to celebrate recognised and understood that these attributes afforded America a quality that no other nation could or can boast or claim, the quality of indispensability. And so Abraham Lincoln once said, America is the last best hope of man.
There you go. That was Nick Adams again, visiting from Australia in February of 2011 at the Lincoln-Reagan dinner. All right, it is the 4th of July. Happy 4th of July. Let's not forget the sentiments that make this country what it is. And I think Ronald Reagan nailed it. We have let some of it slip through our hands, and we need to only blame ourselves. We'll take a little break and be right back.
Spacious skies, for amber waves of gray, for purple mountain majesties, above the fruited plain.
You love to kayak and want to go downstream, but only go so far because you have to paddle back upstream? Well, at Silver Springs Park, there's a new shuttle called Ocala Day Trippin'. So drop your kayak or canoe at the head springs, then drive to the river basin. Leave your vehicle, and Ocala Day Trippin' will drive you back to the head springs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. So enjoy the extra time on the water.
Here are today's headlines from the source, WOCA. A fifth horse has tested positive for eastern equine encephalitis in north central Florida. 3 horses in Marion County and 2 in Alachua County have contracted the infection this year. Triple E is a contagious infection that is spread by mosquitoes and can affect both horses and humans. The symptoms usually appear 4 to 10 days after the bite of an infected mosquito. Craig Ackerman with the Marion County Health Department said symptoms might resemble a mild case of the flu or fever, but for some people, if the virus infects the nervous system, it can be very serious. Ackerman says the best precaution you can take is to drain standing water and use insect repellent. Every year on the 4th of July, a hot dog eating contest makes national and even international news. If you'd like to be a contestant today, you only have to drive as far as Gainesville. The Swamp Restaurant has announced that they will be holding their own hot dog eating contest today. It's the first time the Little Eatery near the University of Florida is holding a hot dog eating contest, and they're already making the news. Contestants will line up at 2 p.m. at the restaurant's front lawn to eat as many hot dogs and buns as they can in 10 minutes. The winner will be awarded a silver plate with his or her name engraved into it, $100 in cash, and a $50 gift card for the restaurant. There will also be giveaways and special awards like the crowd favorite awarded to the participant who has the most people cheering. A form is available on the Swamp's Facebook page to register for the event and can be submitted in person or by emailing it to swampoffice2@aol.com. Jessica Richards, a 23-year-old psychology junior, will be working the event as both a server and manager. The federal government yesterday listed 4 key populations of scalloped hammerhead sharks under the Endangered Species Act. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, for the first time in history, gave the shark species federal protections under the Endangered Species Act. The scalloped hammerhead shark is considered globally endangered by the International Union for the Conservation of Nature. The species is targeted primarily for its fins, but is also killed as a bycatch by fisheries targeting other species. NOAA Fisheries listed scalloped hammerhead sharks inhabiting the eastern Atlantic Ocean and eastern Pacific Ocean as endangered. The agency listed scalloped hammerhead sharks living in the central and southwest Atlantic and Indo-West Pacific as the less serious status of threatened. The federal agency declined to list scalloped hammerhead sharks that inhabit the northwest Atlantic or central Pacific. Scalloped hammerhead sharks feed mainly on fish, squid, and stingrays. Males grow to become about 6 feet in length. The shark and its parts are prohibited from all harvest, possession, landing, purchase, sale, or exchange in the state of Florida. And a man accused of having a public sex escapade in the Villages last month has 6 months to think about it. David Obobilia, who is 49 years old from Summerfield, was sentenced on Wednesday to 180 days in the Sumter County Jail and 1 year of probation during a plea deal on indecent exposure charges. He also was sentenced by the judge to 60 days in jail on disorderly conduct charges stemming from the same June 2nd incident, with both sentences to run concurrently. Bobilia, who pleaded no contest, received the maximum sentence on the disorderly conduct charge and could have received a year in jail on the exposure charge. His alleged partner, 68-year-old Margaret Ann Clem of the Villages, will have her next court hearing on the same charges in August. She remains in the Sumter County Jail with no bail due to the charges violating her probation on previous DUI charges. Bobilia and Clem were caught having sexual intercourse at the pavilion in the Lake Sumter Landing Market Square of the Villages on June 2nd. And those are the headlines from the source, WOCA 96.3 FM and 1370 AM.
Are you a mom looking for inspiration? Are you creative? Mamazine.com is a lifestyle blog designed for the local mom to be inspired by the beauty of motherhood while staying current on local events and issues. Visit Mamazine.com today to find events around town, recipes, imaginative play ideas, and more. Mamazine.com.
Hello? Can you hear me? Because if you can, then so can your customers. Radio works. Call today to advertise your business right here on WOCA 1370, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Hurricane Arthur moving out to sea after lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks overnight. Officials trying to find out how much beach erosion it left behind and how many have been left without power by the Category 2 storm.
Emergency officials want anybody who's coming across standing water to stay away from it because there's a possibility it contains either sewage or other debris that is obviously a huge health hazard.
Fox's Peter Ducey in Nags Head, North Carolina.
We are going to watch Cape Cod and the islands, though, throughout the day, this afternoon into the evening hours, as we think this storm could sort of brush the coast of eastern Massachusetts as it transitions into an extratropical storm.
Fox meteorologist Janet Dean. And another demonstration planned for today in Murrieta, California, where the busing of illegal immigrants has been a point of contention. Another convoy is expected to arrive. Fox News, we report, you decide.
There's more to Fox News Radio than meets the ear. Go behind the headlines and join the conversation on the hottest stories of the day on the Fox News Radio Facebook page. Be a part of the Fox News Radio Facebook fan community. Post comments and tell us your opinions. See behind-the-scenes photos and videos and post your reactions to the stories that matter to you. Click the like button on Facebook and connect with breaking news and features like Fox in the Fast Lane, House Call for Help, and more. Go to facebook.com/Fox News Radio.
Weeknights, we're busting out a brand new lineup. First, market fraud, government abuse, corruption. At 5, nothing's off limits on money with Melissa Francis. Then, from bloated bank fees to consumer scams. At 6, Jerry's exposing the issues impacting your wallet. Plus, get smart market insight and trusted analysis you won't find anywhere else. At 7, Lou Dobbs is all business. And the first and last name in business, Cavuto, shedding light on the biggest stories making headlines at 8. Only on the Fox Business Network, giving
Yes, George.
Guess what I have?
Could it be the free truck used from Devon Self-Storage on 200 across from Hobby Lobby?
Yola!
Yes. Now, don't forget to bring it back when you're done to Devon Self-Storage.
Yes, Alice. I'll even remember to call them at 873-0777 to make sure they'll remember me.
George, I'm sure they'll remember you.
Thanks, Alice.
Oh, George.
Your home is safe, or is it? AA Lock, Dock, and Security. The name has been a staple in Ocala since 1985. Do you have the right equipment in place to have peace of mind when you are at home or away? AA Lock, Dock, and Security has the right people to install and monitor your home or business. Call today for a free on-site security analysis. Call 867-1965. AA Lock, Dock, and Security, 219 Northwest 10th Street, 867-1965.
All right, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in on this 4th of July. Hopefully we've got something planned that you will enjoy. It's a different kind of a show today. For the most part, really, we don't have any guests, I don't think, right?
Right.
Unless some of our guest hosts have guests of their own. I don't know exactly what Jim George might have planned, or Kelly
Hart.
I know that our folks over at the Equine Alliance of Marion County, they asked us to run a rebroadcast, so their show will be that. But otherwise, Robin and I are doing what we always do on the 4th of July. We play music, we kind of dig up some patriotic sound bites, etc., as we just did. Hopefully you heard it before between the bottom of the hour and now.
Yeah, very moving.
Galen Unol is on the phone, and of course he'll remind you of donating blood. One of the pieces in that in the 2 days after September 11th piece that I played, that was one of the things they were kind of grouping with being patriotic, was donating blood. Remember?
Yeah, very much so.
Good morning, Galen. How you doing?
Hey, good morning, Larry, Robin. How are y'all?
Pretty good. What's your day like today?
Just gonna kind of relax from yesterday, and then we're driving up to North Carolina tomorrow to drop off my son, and for 3 weeks as he goes to the Appalachian State, and then turn around, drive back, and so I'm just gonna relax.
My goodness.
Oh, wow.
Where's he going in North Carolina? In the mountains somewhere?
Yeah, he's going to Boone, North Carolina. That's where Appalachian State is.
I love Boone because we discovered Boone accidentally, Alex and I, and I just fell in love with it and didn't realize how many people in Ocala had a connection with Boone.
Yeah. We're just gonna take them up there, drop them off, basically, and turn around.
You gonna cry on the way back? Are you gonna cry? Yes, that's a yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just we're really proud of him. It's a really big deal. We're he gets to go to college for 3 weeks. So
that is really
good
cool.
for him.
Wow.
Yeah, we're pretty proud of him. So
yeah, wow.
Hi, Galen.
Hey, what's going on, Dougie?
Doing okay?
Doing well.
That's really incredible, Galen, to support the young people like that. I know my nephew, he's 15, and he's going to the FSU band camp, and they do things like they would do if they were in college, too, for 2 weeks. So, that's really an incredible opportunity for our young people.
Yeah, I agree, and that's why we did it. So, we're excited. I don't think he was excited until about 2 weeks ago when it started to sink in what he was doing. And so it's going to be cool.
Wow, that is very cool. Wow,
you got to be proud.
Exciting for him. So where's he staying?
Out on campus. I mean, he's going to be taking a class, and basically they do an entire semester's worth of curriculum in 3 weeks.
Now I should know how old he is.
It's all these kids who scored. He took the FCAT. He's going in 8th grade, and so they select these kids who took the FCAT, and then they say, all right, we want you to take the ACT, and we want to see how you do on the ACT, and then if you score above a certain level, then you get invited to this. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, how incredible, Galen. That is awesome.
Yeah. Wow, very, very cool. Let him know we're proud of him. Your family has become our family vicariously. They probably don't recognize us. They see us at the not Garden Country, Light Up Ocala. Yeah, every year they see us once a year, but
they recognize your voice.
By the way, this morning when we got here, Doug came in with me this morning, and there were some young people sitting outside the mall in chairs, like something big was going to happen this morning. And so I asked one of the young men, and he said, "Oh, some shoe goes on sale." And he told me the name of the shoe. Do you know what it is, Galen, by chance?
It's probably a new Air Jordan.
The new Air Jordan.
Oh, okay.
I don't know which one.
I wonder what the heck is so important about
new Air Jordan
that you get up in the middle of the night to.
What's crazy is like if you have a pair of the original Air Jordans that first came out in the '80s, and they're still in the box, they're worth like a couple of $1,000s. So
those are the shoes that people wearing them were accosted for, and they were stolen from them when they first came out years
still
ago.
Are, yeah.
Yeah.
Still are.
Yeah, people got beat up and got their shoes stolen.
Yeah. Well, they were like $180.
Yeah.
I remember my mom saying, "No, you can't have those." I'm like, "Oh, those are like the greatest shoes of all time."
Oh no!
Yeah.
Let's see. It's a 6 black infrared. Is that what it's called? Make way for another classic. Jordan brand confirmed the return of the Air Jordan 6 black infrared following months of rumors.
That must be it.
I don't know if that's it or not.
Larry, I'm 44 years old. I don't buy shoes like that anymore.
Yeah.
We buy cheap shoes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, me too. Or maybe the Air Jordan Barons. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of them on here. But anyway, that kind of gave me the idea for the topic with you this morning. It's not just about shoes, but so the blood supply. Obviously, the Blood Mobile is at Garden Country Day. I know that.
Yes.
And is that the only place it'll be today?
Yeah. We'll have 2 Bloodmobiles there today, so it's a big deal for us. It's a great day. We love it. Our staff love to go, and so it's pretty cool. It's really cool.
And are the other locations open too? The brick and mortar locations?
Yeah, our donor center is open today. Sure.
Donor centers. Got to remember that's what it's called.
Yeah.
After all these years, I still call it the brick and mortar.
Me too.
Okay.
It's all right. Everybody knows what you're saying.
So what time are you leaving for your road trip?
Tomorrow morning.
Oh, tomorrow morning. Okay. All right.
Yeah, but I just got back. I drove 1,100 miles in the last 2 days.
Oh, that's right. You went to Georgia and back.
Yeah. We went a little further than Georgia, but yeah.
Where'd you go?
So, And then it was 1,100 miles in 2 days, and so now we're going to drive up to.
You could have been in New York, 1,100 miles.
Boone, yeah. And then Boone is 9.5 hours away from here. So we're going to drive up there, spend the night, and come back. So.
Did you enter into South Carolina? Is that when you said you went farther than Georgia?
I may have.
Well, you're not sure?
I'm sure.
Oh. What's the secrecy about? What's that about?
Right. No, we're just up there. We're just talking to some.
Oh, you got fireworks, didn't you?
No, the fireworks. We stopped by thinking, okay, maybe they're better in South Carolina, but the best place to buy fireworks is in Alabama.
Really?
Yeah, they're cheaper.
I never knew that.
I don't know if it has to do with the tax or something, but they're cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So you mentioned that you're not really into whatever's popular in clothing these days, and I've never been. Even when I was 20, I wasn't. Even when I was 20, I didn't care. But there are 32 4th of July sales that start today.
Wow. 32
main brand, I should say, 4th of July sales that start today. In alphabetical order, I have them. Are you ready for them?
Yep.
42 of them. Okay.
32.
32.
Babel Fair is having 15% off full price clothing starting today.
Never heard of them.
Me either. Never heard of them. You ever hear of them, Robin?
No, I never have heard of them.
Bird, the Bird Company. Further markdowns are already reduced merchandise from brands like Rag & Bone, Isabel Marant, Alexander Wang. Any of these sound familiar?
Wang.
No.
Alexander Wang. You heard of them?
Wang sounds familiar.
Cloak & Dagger has the sales. 50% off their summer sale. Starts today.
Gosh.
Cloak & Dagger. What do they sell?
No
I
idea.
hate to ask. They like Edgar Allan Poe.
Comptoir des Conteniers starts today.
Okay, we got to go to France.
No, these are all American companies. This is the 4th of July. This is boring, isn't it?
I'm waiting.
Should I just
I'm
drop
waiting for your next one.
All right,
I am no fashionista.
All right, let me bring something else up that you can maybe comment on.
Oh.
Did you hear this story, Galen? That there are some scholars who say maybe Jefferson meant to put a period or didn't mean to put a period. Did you hear this?
I've heard this.
Every 4th of July, let me just read what it says.
Everyone.
Every 4th of July, some Americans sit down to read the Declaration of Independence, reacquainting themselves with the nation's founding charter exactly as it was signed by the Second Continental Congress in 1776. A scholar is now saying that the official transcript of the document produced by the National Archives contains a significant error. Smack in the middle of the sentence beginning, "We hold these truths to be self-evident." The error, according to Danielle Allen, a professor at the Institute for Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, concerns a period that appears right after the phrase "life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness" in the transcript, but almost certainly not, she maintains, on the badly faded parchment original.
So there's a period after happiness and it shouldn't be?
There's a period. Hold on. Let me make sure I understand it. The errant spot of ink, she believes, makes a difference, contributing to what she calls a routine but serious misunderstanding of the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, my God.
The period creates the impression that the list of self-evident truths ends with the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, she says. But as intended by Thomas Jefferson, she argues, what comes next is just as important: the essential role of governments instituted among men, deriving their just powers from the consent of the governed in securing those rights.
So there should be a comma there?
Yeah.
That's what she's saying?
That's what she says. Which probably is how we read it, isn't it?
Yeah, I would think so.
The logic of the sentence moves from the value of individual rights to the importance of government as a tool for protecting those rights.
Mm-hmm.
You lose that connection when the period gets added.
Gee.
Correcting the punctuation, if indeed it is wrong, is unlikely to quell the never-ending debates about the deeper meaning of the Declaration of Independence.
She has too much time.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. Somebody who's just spent way too much time on one document.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, that's the kind of thing that if you go in and you look at the Bible and you're like, oh, well, you know, if we go in and we translate, I mean, there you can get the meaning of the document with or without, if it's a period or a comma. So. I
thought the same thing that you were just implying there. That can you imagine if they did that with the Bible? Wait a minute. I think there's supposed to be a comma here.
Exactly.
Yeah, people have. It's just been translated so many times.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like you can get one of the original ones that was handwritten. So, but, it's been translated. The King James version's been translated, from the original, just so it was more common English.
And that's a translation in itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, we do have a phone call. Good morning. Happy 4th of July. You're on the air.
Happy 4th of July, everybody.
Hey, Sonny.
Reading that today in today's vernacular as opposed to the vernacular when it was written, maybe there was never intended to be a period or a comma or whatever, because you even go back to the Civil War and try to read a lot of the writing by the people that wrote letters that were saved and documented. You hear it from the scholars all the time that pronunciations and vernacular were different than they are today.
Yeah.
So, I think these people have too much time on their hands, and all they want to do is try to denounce whatever they can about our country.
Exactly.
And maybe that's why we seem to be losing a little patriotism, because everybody's keeping it within inside themselves. When you hear things of the government continuing to take these people that are invading our country and treating them like guests. I'm sorry, but you're being invaded, America. Repel the invasion. And as far as the governors go, it's called the Guard, the militia, or whatever you want. They can call on the Guard to defend the state's portion of the border. Anyway, have a happy 4th of July. We're having a little local parade where I live, and I'm looking forward to it. And again, let's hope we have another 4th of July next year.
Yeah, really.
Government is taking us down this road of destruction. Take care.
Thank you, Sonny. Yeah, and to just kind of commend Sonny, if everybody thought as deeply about the meaning of the documents, about the freedom itself, as Sonny does, whether we agree with everybody, that's a different story. But I mean, just to be passionate about, as Galen is all the time,
Sure,
unbelievably passionate. So anyway.
Sure.
That's why I love doing talk radio. I mean, I love music too, don't get me wrong, but I think on a music station, the calls would be, play Freebird, would you?
Yeah.
Could you play Freebird sometime before midnight?
Yeah. And Galen's one of the most patriotic people we know. He served, and he just continues to serve.
Continue to serve, Galen.
Yeah, I think patriotism I think it's a personal thing, and so people can choose to. It's one of the great things about our country is they can choose to display how they want to be a patriot. So,
but when we had this discussion about whether the national anthem should be changed because it is, quote, a barbaric battle cry, was somebody's statement. It's a barbaric battle cry.
It's ridiculous.
The conclusion I think that we came to that day was that it's not a song about fighting. It's a song about fighting back. It's a big difference.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it really is, and again, it's yeah, I mean, people who believe that freedom has no cost, and that that in many ways, human beings who live in a civilization aren't intended to be free, right? They're intended to be governed and controlled, because that's what the governments try to do, is really control the masses in a lot of ways. That's not what they only try to do, but that's a part of it. They set up control systems, whether that's roads and traffic lights and laws and how you're going to be governed. That's a part of what it does. And what's great about our Constitution is it says, you know what, we have to make sure that those governments don't intrude on our liberties. And I believe you can read the Second Amendment any way you want. There's a lot of debate on what that means, but I believe that we are supposed to be able to stay armed to prevent our liberties from being infringed by our own government. And that our job is to keep that in check.
That little 22-month-old baby would still be dead if we outlaw guns.
Yes.
It would.
Would still be dead.
Anybody who's ever used anything other than a gun to kill somebody would still be using something other than a gun. In fact, they'd still be using guns, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I understand the passion that anti-gun owners get. I truly do, because they probably didn't grow up with guns in their house. They probably never even fired a weapon or held a weapon. It's a tool. It's a simple tool. It can be dangerous, but so can a hammer. So can a pin, right? The pin is mightier than the sword. So it has to be controlled. But I believe that we should just hold the people responsible for it. So.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so here's a story on the shoe, which is what we started talking about. Ready for this? Out of Fairfield, Alaska, a 15-year-old boy was shot in the foot. He's okay, but he was wounded. At a Fairfield Western Hills Mall in Fairfield, Alabama. Did I say Alaska?
Yes.
Alabama, I'm sorry. Alabama. While he waited outside in line for the latest Air Jordan sneaker release.
Isn't that awful?
The boy was wounded in the foot just after 2 a.m. and taken to Children's of Alabama Hospital. 2 people are in custody. The police chief said the teen was out. He was one of about 50 people spending the night in line outside of the mall. We had people here at this mall this morning.
Yeah.
The shoes, black, vibrant yellow, and white, sell for $170 a pair. They're called Air Jordan Retro.
Gosh.
There you go.
I mean, we actually supply blood to that hospital, but people have been killing each other over stupid stuff forever.
Yeah. Wow.
It's just it's crazy.
So we should go down there and see if they have any left. See if they have any my size. Any my size?
Yeah.
I want some Air Jordan.
Yeah, I'd like to see what
Retro.
they look like. I probably couldn't even tell what one shoe looks like.
It looks like yellow. It's got yellow. It's black and yellow and white.
There you go.
All right. You seeing fireworks today?
We may fire some off from here.
You got some of your own?
Yeah, I think that's what we may do. Not completely sure yet.
Yeah, when my son was here, he would always bring fireworks over, and that was a lot of fun. Shooting them off.
I'm sure I'll have them in my neighborhood tonight.
Yeah, my neighborhood too.
All right, Rob, we need a segue from the 4th of July to donating blood.
Well, one of the best things a person can do for their country is to value human life, and that's what the folks at Life South Community Blood Centers do every day. They value human life. They're sure to be out there every day promoting the reason to give. So go to Life South Community Blood Centers, go to the donor centers, or go to the blood mobiles today. Donate 1 unit of blood so 3 people can live.
That's beautiful. Thank you.
There you go. And, of course, the 2 blood mobiles are at God and Country Day. Joe Martone is out there as well. He'll be calling in about a half hour or so to give us an update of what's happening so far. Mm-hmm. The actual events begin at, 1 or 2?
At 1 o'clock.
1 o'clock today?
The actual event, 1 o'clock.
So go get something to eat. Make sure you thank the JCs.
Yeah.
We need to get on board with the JCs all year long so that by the time it's this time again next year, they're not panicking, wondering how they're going to pay for this whole thing that we enjoy.
Nope. Start tomorrow.
Galen, you have a great weekend. Please be careful driving. Tell your son that your audience is proud of him.
Very proud. Very proud.
And after you leave and you're crying a little bit, stop at a Dairy Queen.
There you go.
Go to a Dairy Queen. Treat yourself to something. Yeah.
There you go.
Get a
That
Blizzard.
sounds good.
Yeah, get a Blizzard or something.
There you go.
They help.
And be careful out there.
Yeah, thank you guys. And everybody, let's just remember that this is one of the greatest days of the year. And what we started in this country spread across the world and changed the world as we know it, because people really believed for the first time that they could have these freedoms that we sometimes take very, very for granted. So
that's right. And we tried so hard. Our military tried so hard to make the Iraqi people have the same kind of democracy that we have, or republic, or whatever freedom we have. You might want to say that. We gave them everything.
Not to get into it, but I think that's the problem. Is we had to fight for it. You have to fight for it so that you'll fight to keep it.
Yeah.
I really, you cannot give someone freedom.
Can lead a horse to water. Can't make him drink.
Exactly right.
I don't think I really don't think we should be going back. I really don't think so.
Nope. It's time for them to we did what we had to do. We took out the oppressor, and now if they have to figure out what they want to do as a country and what kind of government they want. They need to be self-governed. So.
Yeah, we let a lot of other countries fend for their own selves. I don't know what the difference is with Iraq. It's got to be something with oil. All right. Well, you have a great weekend. Be careful, and again, thank you for everything, Galen.
All right, you guys are fantastic. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a little break. Be right back.
Bye.
You love to kayak and want to go downstream, but only go so far because you have to paddle back upstream? Well, at Silver Springs Park, there's a new shuttle called Ocala Day Trippin'. So drop your kayak or canoe at the head springs, then drive to the river basin. Leave your vehicle, and Ocala Day Trippin' will drive you back to the head springs on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the top of every hour from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. So enjoy the extra time on the water.
All right, 26 minutes after 8 o'clock. You know what I meant to do? I meant to tell you the price of gasoline, so let me slip that in real quickly. The average right now in Ocala for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.60 a gallon. The best price in the area 4 minutes ago was down in Summerfield at the Murphy USA station at the Walmart down there. So that's the best deal I can tell you. All right, now let's do some other news, kind of put the two segments together. All right, here we go. These are the stories that just don't fit anywhere else, so we squeeze them in right here.
Okie dokie.
Oh, yeah. All right. By the way, there's a hot dog eating contest happening up in Gainesville. This is the day that the big hot dog eating contest happens in New York at Coney Island.
Wow!
Cool.
But
somebody in Gainesville, I can't remember the name of this restaurant. It's called just a little place right by the university. Oh my goodness, I think it's called the Swamp.
Oh, okay.
The Swamp Restaurant. Yeah, they're having something. You go to their Facebook page and you sign up, and I guess you got to be there by 2 o'clock today if you want to.
Oh my God!
Try to stuff your face. Your prize is $100. So.
Wow.
And I think you got to pay to enter this thing. So.
Yeah.
They're making money on it. So.
They sure are.
Don't want to promote it too much. All right, a 7-time champion and the 2-time women's winner of the hot dog eating contest in Coney Island will defend their titles today up in New York. 17 men and 13 women will compete in front of a crowd of about 30,000 spectators.
Wow.
And a TV audience of about 1 million and in the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest, now in its 99th year. Mm-hmm. Joey Chestnut, who tips the scale at 205 pounds, hopes to put away his competition by eating a record 70 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
Oh, my gosh.
Holy mackerel.
Wow.
Last year, Chestnut won with 69 hot dogs and buns, by the way.
Wow.
Matt Stone, who was second in 2013 with 51 hot dogs, returns for another run at the top spot. He weighs in at 130 pounds.
That's buns and everything.
2-time defending women's champion Sonia the Black Widow Thomas will try to eat more than 45 hot dogs. At 100 pounds, she only weighs 100 pounds. She'll try to defend her title against a 115-pound woman named Miki Sudo.
The Black Widow.
The Black Widow. Yeah.
That's great.
Let's see, what do we have here today? If you have any unwanted oxen.
Oh.
Let's see.
Who has those?
If you live in Nome, Alaska. Alaska wildlife officials have turned to an unusual source in efforts to persuade a herd of musk oxen to leave the Bering Sea coastal town for good, the coastal town of Nome. They say, you want to get rid of those oxen? Get some bear urine.
Oh.
Some suspect the large, shaggy animals are seeking refuge in Nome because of brown bears. According to the Alaska Department of Fish and Game wildlife biologist Tony Gorn, we routinely, almost daily now, move musk oxen. But then they come back. So the advice from scientists and biologists say if you spread around some bear urine, they will leave.
Well, we'll go to Jerry's and get some.
Yeah.
He's got all
Good
that
luck
kind
getting
of
that
urine
bear
over there.
urine.
Deer urine, everything he's got over
All right. We will have a continuation of our 4th of July special, but in just a little bit, we will be reading the news as we do each morning at 8:35. So we'll do News Bites as we always do, and then we'll continue with our special. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Hurricane Arthur moving out to sea after lashing North Carolina's Outer Banks overnight. Officials trying to find out how much beach erosion it left behind and how many have been left without power by the Category 2 storm.
Emergency officials want anybody who's coming across standing water to stay away from it because there is a possibility it contains either